Hey everybody, welcome to my world. How's your world going? Has it been hot? Has it been kind of icky? Or did it suddenly get nice? Well, anyhow, guys, welcome to my world. And before we get going, I have to do a disclaimer. Because if I don't, the boss will get me. So here we go. Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. Take what we say with a big grain of salt and always do your own research and due diligence. We're not responsible for and expressly disclaim all liability for damages of any kind arising out of use, reference to, or reliance on any information contained in this broadcast. Any persons or characters mentioned are, for the most part, fictional or as close to it as we can get. So sit back, relax, and chill out. And oh, by the way, tell your friends about the show every Wednesday, 8 p.m. live. And did you bring your snacks? Did you bring your favorite beverage? Are you sitting in your easy chair? Well, hi, Jerry. I see you're in the room. Glad to see you here. Did you bring your beverage and snacks? Time to kind of kick back and relax. We always do that on Wednesdays. We always kick back and relax because Sundays we always talk about money, how to save it, how to spend it, things like that. But tonight we kind of sit back and we talk about different things. And I've got a crazy lineup for you. But before we get going, a few shout outs here. A big shout out to the Trim Radio Network for carrying the shows. I really appreciate it. We've been doing this for quite a while, and we've got a brand new webpage, and we'll get to that here in a minute. Also, a big shout out to the University of Findlay at www.findlay.edu. And shout out to Rusty Ducks Custom Pens and Blanks. You need custom pens made for award presentations or things like that? Check them out on Facebook. Also, you want to check out Big Family Homestead with Brad and Krista, the Deep South Homestead at Pecan Grove with Danny and Wanda King. Check out Southern Prepper One with Dave Kobler. Patriot Nurse, hey, she's a sweetheart and she knows a lot about taking care of yourself. Something that I had to kind of learn over the last few weeks because I've been out with this, I don't know whether they call it Kentucky hack or Tennessee hack. I guess they've had it in both states, and somehow I ended up getting it. And it was like 3 weeks of misery. I'm still having repercussions from hacking. So, but I'm glad to be back. And also, we have the Prepper Princess on how to save money and so forth. That's Amber Stork. Check it out. Oh, and Dave Gilmore. Yes, David Gilmore, LDS Prepper. You know, he got me hooked on to GMRS radios. And yes, they come in handy. And $35 gets you a license for 10 years from the FCC. And anybody in your family can use it as long as they play nice, okay? This is an Ocean 935G Plus. They have a lot of other different models. And I'll tell you what, this thing can talk out 35 miles from where I'm at. And I can talk to a repeater in Dayton, Ohio, and get out 90 miles beyond that because it's a real tall antenna. But anyhow, this is a little hobby for me. And you could hook that up with your relatives in town or in the area and keep in touch during emergencies like floods, snowstorms, things like that. Okay, check it out. And a big shout out to Dave Gilmore for talking me into getting these radios. I have several. And the reason being is that if an emergency comes up, we're covered. We know what's going on. And that's important. And if you hear me cough a little bit, I'm still under the weather with this stuff. I talked to somebody today that, excuse me, also had it. And they've had it for 6 weeks. Hopefully, I can get over it because it really bothers you. And I think the more you talk, the more you hack. So stay safe. Don't be around people. My mistake was going to a nursing home, visiting somebody, coming out, and 2 days later, it hit. And it hit with a vengeance. It didn't put me down, but I'll tell you what, you cough a lot and your sinuses run a lot. So, just word of wisdom, okay? So, watch out, don't hang around sick people, whatever you do. Anyhow, guys, what else is going on? Well, we've got a lot to do. Let's get, let's talk about our new website because we have done a lot of stuff to it. And here it is. And you can see that we've got our homepage and we've got videos in there that you can watch. We talk about our company and our story and what we have in the news and our leadership. But if you want to look at the leadership, oh, what a motley crew. It takes time to load this thing. Well, let's see. What's the motley crew look like? Oh, yeah. Here we go. We've got Michael Bejas, really great guy. He's the founder and CEO. Also, Raskella Stefan. He's up in the Cleveland area. He's our chief operating officer. I don't know what I'm doing, but I guess I'm the chief relationship officer, whatever that is. I have no idea. And Victoria Smith, chief marketing officer. And she does a lot of really great stuff. So you want to check this out. What else is going on? Oh, yeah, we've got our channels for live stream. We've got our vault with all the back editions. We've got our schedule and our community. And if you want to shop, oh yeah, here we go. Click on the magic button and we've got hats. We've got shirts. We've got mugs. Look at that money and change mug. Oh yeah. A mug with a handle, no less. And we've got other stuff that's available. Check it out. And here's the big thing. The most important thing is when you buy merchandise, the money from the purchase of the merchandise goes into buying airtime for the show because none of us get paid. Excuse me. None of us get paid. And basically, we don't want to get paid. I have fun doing this, and I love helping people with money and change. I like having fun on Wednesday nights because I got to keep Jerry entertained. I mean, hey, he's faithful. He is here every Wednesday. He's here every Sunday. I mean, Jerry and I go way back, and I'm glad to have him. So, whoa, I got rid of us. There we are. All the different pages I belong to. We're going to talk about a couple, but here's our Facebook page. Excuse me. It's easy to join. Just request it on the comment section and join, and it's great. And you can have a lot of fun. Wow, what's going on besides my coughing? The big thing is, how about those floods in Texas and Arizona? Yeah. I think something crazy is going on there because you notice we've been having all these floods lately. And here where I live in Ohio, we had some heavy rain a few weeks ago. And some of the fields were flooding out. And sometimes you go out in the country and water's going across the road. And I have a friend that lives a couple miles from me. And basically, her whole front yard and driveway and access to her barns where she had her animals kind of filled up with water. And the same thing across the street. And we never really get heavy rains like that. Never. You might get 2, 3 inches spread it out over maybe a day or two, but we don't get real heavy concentrated downpours. And for some reason lately, it's happening. not only here, but in Florida, in Texas, in Arizona, in South Carolina, North Carolina, and other places. So, what's going on with the weather? Are we just due for it and it's happening? Or is it man made? We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Here's an update on the Texas flooding. I want you to watch this one.
90 people are dead in Texas after catastrophic flash flooding.
On Friday, the National Weather Service said 5 to 10 inches of rain caused the Guadalupe River to overflow. This is drone footage. You can see just how high the raging water got.
And this is the video from the ground level where search efforts are still ongoing.
Right now, dozens are still unaccounted for, including 10 girls from a summer camp. Nidia Cabezos is in Texas with the latest on the search and rescue efforts.
This time-lapse video shows how quickly a river in Kingston, Texas rose in just a few minutes on Friday. Search and rescue teams say they're finding bodies up in trees, including at least one of the girls from Camp Mystic.
We found 2 young girls up near the Hunt store. And then about 10 o'clock, we found another little girl wrapped up in debris in a tree.
More than 24 campers and counselors from Camp Mystic died in the flooding. It's just one of many children's summer camps along the Guadalupe River, where mountains of debris, including mangled cars, now sit.
From Hunt all the way to Comal County in a straight line distance is over 100 kilometers. This is a massive field that is happening. Again, this is unprecedented flood events.
Flash flood and evacuation alerts from the National Weather Service went out in the middle of the night when most people were asleep.
We had first responders that were getting swept away, actually responding to the first areas of rainfall. That's how quick it happened.
More than 800 high water rescues have happened since the flooding began.
It was scary.
Floodwaters destroyed Scott Walden's house. He and his wife had no other choice but to go outside.
I grabbed my wife and we literally jumped in the water and it swept us down to about 200 feet down that way. And there was a crepe myrtle tree that we grabbed hold of and we waited for rescue.
The risk of life-threatening flooding is still high in central Texas, with more rain on the way.
President Trump said he will likely visit flood areas on Friday. The president approved a major disaster declaration.
Wow. And there you saw it. Now, I'll tell you what, before we get into this next one, I've been through flooding. And I don't know what's going on here. We've got some strange things happening here. What's going on? Somehow we got kicked out of the studio. There we are. I shouldn't be this way. I should be right in the room. For some reason, we got bounced out. Something about updates? We shouldn't have that on the show. Anyhow, guys, let's see if I can get back to it. Well, the studio's set up. What in the heck is going on here? There we are. Holy shit. What is going on here? I'll put myself back in here. But I'm listening to myself. Why am I hearing all this? Okay. Yeah, we have flooding in New Mexico too. And we got problems. Let's see if this works. I'm getting feedback. We shouldn't have that. Well, anyhow, guys, we'll try to get through the double talk. They had it in New Mexico too, and that was the problem. And also, I was in Texas one time when it rained 8 inches in 24 hours, and that was quite nasty. I'd been through that, and flooding around Houston, Texas, but it wasn't in Houston, Texas, where I was at. I was lucky about that. Well, anyhow, what we have here is a double talk situation. I don't know how to end it, but I'll just go on and we'll see if we can get this going. I don't know why I'm on here twice. I have no idea. Let's see here. Ah, now I know what happened. Somebody was playing games with me. Somebody just liked me talking about weather. Okay, let's see what we could do. How about this? Well, let's see if I can get it back into the show. There we go. I don't know what goes on, jury. There's always some type of crazy things going on. Maybe they don't like me talking about the weather. But anyhow, guys, always be prepared. If you're having storms coming in, do you have your GMRS radio? Is it on? Do you have your weather radio? Is it on? Do you have a to-go bag if you have to bug out? Do you have spare water? Do you have medicines, extra food in case the power goes out? Do you have a safe place to go? A lot of things to consider, especially now with all the storms and things that we've had. It gets quite dicey. But with everything going on in New Mexico and Texas and elsewhere, I mean, you just have to watch out to protect yourself and make sure you have a place to go in an emergency that's going to be safe. And living along a river is not nice. You need to be up higher than that. And luckily, I think I'm about 80 feet above our river valley. So I don't think I'm going to flood where I'm at. The lower part of the city, yeah, it could happen, even though we've got flood walls. Thank goodness for the Miami Conservancy District in their flood control program, because we don't need another flood like 1913. Well, anyhow, guys, let's get back to it. Here's one thing that there's a couple called Doug and Stacy, and it's Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and they were talking about some of the problems with weather and weather manipulations. And I thought, hey, I better play this, because guess what? It's important that you understand this and what could be happening. We'll get to the funny stuff later, but I thought we better play this now because Doug brings up some really important facts.
We've established that this has been going on for quite a while and that it has pretty much ramped up, and they are using this as a weapon against the American citizens and people globally, because I've even seen clips where the old guy from was it Iran? Yeah, I think it was Iran, and he was at the UN and he was talking about how they've been cloud seeding there, but it's not cloud seeding in this instance. They're actually drying them out to try to make them comply. I can't really find that clip right now, but if you spend a little time investigating it, you'll probably find it yourself. But what I want to do right now is read to you why, the stuff is not going to change. All right. This is right here. I'm going to read to you right off of here. This is a article that was published on May 26, 2025, before all this stuff broke loose, in July. And this is Rainmaker. That's the company with the mullet head guy. Raises a 25 million Series A round. I mean, come on, to not only produce moisture, but it also proves that the rain was indeed caused by Rainmaker and not natural causes. Rainmaker, a cloud seeding startup based in El Segundo, announced mid-May that it raised 25 million in a Series A funding. The round was led by Swaffle-based Low Carbon Capital and included participation from firms like Starship Ventures, Long Journey Ventures, and 1517 Ventures. Rainmaker is part of a class of climate-related startups, NGOs, y'all. The NGOs are a problem, and we need to get a handle on that here in America. The NGOs, okay? Well, Rainmaker was part of a class of climate-related startups in recent years that have been able to focus on enterprise-grade solutions for climate change. Businesses are now able to put a dollar amount on the damage caused by weather inconsistencies in water park tickets in pounds of crops or in shipment delays from across the ocean. On and on the article goes. Rainmaker is focusing on municipal applications as well as a couple of ski resorts. Since it was founded in 2023, it has nabbed state departments in Utah, Colorado, the cities of Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo, and multiple counties in Texas. And on this article goes. Now I want to show you guys a little excerpt from an interview that the Mullet Head did on a podcast on YouTube. Roll the tape.
So, I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house, no matter what condition it's in. If you need to sell your house,
I hate
weather
commercials.
manipulation is on everybody's mind right now, and you make it rain. So, thought this would be a fascinating interview to be able to talk to somebody that knows actually what the hell's going on. Hopefully, so welcome.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Something or other about it, right? I think about Weather Mod most minutes of most hours of most days, awake or not. It rain and snow, actually. Snow we're even better at than rain right now. It's slightly easier. So
How-
the differences.
How much have you looked into, the weather manipulation stuff? There's a lot of conspiracies out there on it.
Dude, I run a weather manipulation company. So yeah.
So listen, what we've established so far is that, the government is targeted its citizens, okay? And they are spraying us on purpose, and they're causing all this devastation. What the end game is, I believe, one man's opinion, is they're trying to force us out of rural areas and out of these areas and put us into the 15-minute cities. But it's going to take a little while. So right now, they're just kind of prepping the scene. Also, what this does on the youngsters is it solidifies the green scam lie about climate change or climate, whatever they want to call it, okay? And then they get all like, oh my gosh, look at all the rain happening, and they don't do any investigations, kind of like we have done for all these years as we just accepted all this stuff. So just know, okay, that you should keep your preps up. You should have emergency evacuation setups. If you're by water or any place that could rise up on you, you should have your preps all in order. Because I'm on the firm belief that this is going to get a lot worse before it gets better, and if it even gets better. All right. So right now we're just on borrowed time, and our job, I believe, is to just get this information out. Go look up Operation Popeye. Look at this picture that I'm showing you right now and read what it says real slow. Okay. And make sure you guys share this video with your friends, and just so that everyone can wrap their head around this is not some new phenomenon, but they're actually ramping it up hardcore and causing a lot of issues in your life. All right. And this is the last I'm going to talk about this stuff. I kind of beat it to death, and I just want you guys to have the information. And I got some other good stuff for you coming up later on.
Well, I'll tell you what. Check them out, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. And if you go to our Facebook page and you take a look at that scary guy. Don't deny your destiny. Join me. I found that one today. I thought it was kind of interesting. If you click on the comments, guess what? Everything that we're going to talk about tonight is there. All you have to do is scroll down, and there's Doug and Stacy. 10 early signs of Alzheimer. Lightweight urban get home bag. That's in there too. So, a lot of different things I'm posting there for you. So you can do your homework on it. Okay? Wow. A lot of things going on. One of the things, we've got different U.S. territories, and something came up today on Zero Hedge. They were talking about waste of the day. Puerto Rico, Guam, and others in debt. Well, that means that the U.S. has to give them extra money, doesn't it? Because they can't support themselves. Well, anyhow, top line, according to Jeremy Portnoy, with Real Clear Wire, he says the 5 inhabited U.S. territories are collectively $57.8 billion in debt and have issues with their financial statements that can lead to poor financial decisions and lost access in capital markets. Well, who are they? Puerto Rico holds the most debt at $52.8 billion as of 2022. You have American Samoa, which is also the only territory that's properly managed out of all of them. And that's great. They get a big pat on the back. But what about the others? Yeah, it's something to read in Zero Hedge. Oh, flu. The national activity for flu, flustar.com. And you could check it out here. National Cold and Cough Activity Maps. I don't know how accurate they are because I'll tell you what, the stuff that's going around now is basically in Kentucky, Tennessee, and I think 19 other states. And this stuff is going around. And you just have to weather through it, which is weird. I think somebody's trying to give us a bunch of junk, either to force us to take medications or to bump off a bunch of old people. That's my personal thought. I don't know about you, but I didn't trust the other flu that was released, and I don't trust this one. I'm just trying to stay as healthy as I can. Wash your hands, watch the people you are around, make sure you eat the right foods, get plenty of sunlight and fresh air. That's my advice. I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express one time. Okay, how about the University of Findlay? You thought, well, okay, he wasn't really going to talk about that, but I am. And very briefly, your success is our priority at the University of Findlay. It's 13-to-1 student ratio to faculty and 3,200 plus students, roughly around 4,000. 32 states, that's where the people are from, 51 different countries. So you have a lot of foreign students there too. Ohio's 10 most affordable colleges, which the University of Findlay is, best with Midwestern colleges in 2025, and the best colleges in America, Money Magazine 2024. There it is. Check it out. You still might be able to sign up for classes this fall or this winter, but check it out. University of Findlay, it's a good place to go. Trust me. I spent some time there. I learned a lot there. I had a lot of good experiences there. And I'll tell you what, out of the 6 colleges and universities that I took classes at, the University of Findlay was number 1 in my book. Number 2 in the book was Xavier University in Cincinnati, Ohio, and that was for graduate school. And trust me, when I said I went to 6 different schools, I did. And I took different classes, different places. Oh, here's Phil at Rusty Duck's Custom Pens and Blanks. Oh my God, I'm doing commercials right in the middle of the show. Ah! Well, check him out. He's on Facebook. All right, 10 early signs of Alzheimer's you shouldn't ignore. Memory loss that disrupts your daily life. You ever forget what you're doing in the middle of the day? Or you go to the wrong room? Scared me. It happened to me twice today. Usually I don't have that problem, but I don't know. Maybe it's, no, I don't think I'm getting Alzheimer's. But memory loss, yeah, the older you get, the more memory loss you have, I guess. Difficulty planning or solving problems. I don't have that problem. Trouble completing familiar tasks. I don't have that problem. Confusion with time or place. I don't have that problem. How about difficulty understanding visual images and spatial relationships? Ooh, big terms. New problems with words in speaking or writing. Misplacing items and losing the ability to retrace your steps. I know some jokes about that, but I can't tell them here. Decreased or poor judgment. Now, there were some people today when I was driving to my favorite crossroads of High Street and College in the town where I live. And it's a four-way stop. And a truck had stopped prior to me and then went across the intersection. It was my turn to go. I got in the middle of the intersection. Another car came from the left. And I swear he wasn't going to stop. I mean, he missed hitting me by 10 feet. And if it wasn't for me speeding up, that person would have hit me because they ran the stop sign. Poor judgment on their part. And that's happened many different times in the city where I live. It's like some people just don't have a brain. Withdrawal from work, hobbies, or social activities. Keep active. That's the key to the whole thing. Mood or personality changes. Do you have mood or personality changes? Everybody does. But when you do it on a constant basis, okay, check it out. It was on Yahoo. 10 things to look out for. Early signs of Alzheimer's. Make sure you're taking your vitamins. Make sure you're getting sunlight. Make sure you're eating your fresh vegetables. Check it out. Now it's on to the fun stuff, guys. Oh, before we get into the fun stuff, have you ever seen these artificial intelligence baby commercials? They're on YouTube, and sometimes they play a presidential figure, or they play Larry the Cable Guy. I swear they get to be funny as all get out. I see these things, I start laughing, I go to send them to people. Guess what? They don't send. And I'm watching these things and I'm laughing my fanny off. And I'm thinking, oh my God, these things are funny. To think that artificial intelligence could do a 5-minute video of little kids and they're representing adults talking like little kids. I mean, the one with Larry the Cable Guy is funny. And I'll tell you what, they're out there. Check them out. I think you get those on Facebook. And they're pretty interesting. Well, what else is going on? Well, video time, guys. I found a video with Johnny Carson. And remember Dorf? Dorf on golf, and Dorf lifts weights and so forth. Tim Conway played that part. And it showed Dorf as a real short person. And they asked him how they did that. And they actually had a stage built so that his knees from the waist up showed. And he could do all kinds of stuff. And the Dorf character that he played was so funny. I thought, by golly, I'm going to put him on the show, because you wonder how he could do that stuff. And knowing Tim Conway, as funny as he was, coupled with Johnny Carson, well, you know what happens. So watch this one. Dunk Dorf shows his basketball skills, and Tim Conway's stops by. Check this one out.
There was one exception. Spud Webb, was on the show. I think it's about 5'7", and we have another player here tonight in the NBA that's actually even shorter than Spud Webb. Oh. And we've asked him to come to the show tonight to talk to him and see the kind of problems that a short basketball player has to contend with. So here from the Los Angeles Lakers is our outstanding forward, Dunk Dorf. How you doing? Welcome to the show, Dunk. I think the question that must be on everybody's mind, and certainly on mine, how did you ever select basketball as a profession?
Well, Johnny, I actually didn't start as a basketball player. Basically, I was a cheerleader for the Lakers. I didn't know that. That's right. I'm probably most famous for starting that cheer, swinging to the left, swinging to the right, sit down, stand up, fight, fight, fight. You probably remember that.
I don't remember seeing that at all.
Don't remember at the game? You said, well, it used to go like this. You swing to the left. Stand up, fight, fight, fight. Yeah, I also started the Lakers spell out letter thing. That was the old chant, the locomotive. You remember that one? That was a give me an L. Give me an A. Give me a K. Give me an E. Give me an R. Give me that. Leopard. Okay, I was good. Okay, I do remember.
I remember that. Now, I noticed a red where you scored about 20 points a game. That's amazing. How can you possibly score 20 points a game?
Basically, most of my points are scored from the foul line. John, what I do is I wait until the other team gets the ball. Right. Then I just run down to the other. Then I set up my position like it is. Right. Now they just run into me. Bang.
Oh, good. Well, that's intriguing. But do you ever actually get to handle the ball during the game?
I do. Once in a while, they'll get it to me. I'm pretty doggone good, the ball handler, you know. Short, but once they get it to me, I got
That's amazing.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Well, I guess I would imagine. I guess at your height, you actually see a different game than the other players.
Johnny, at my height, I not only see a different game, I smell a different game. Well, I'm dealing mostly in shoes and socks.
Oh, yeah.
It's beginning of the season, it's not too bad. But as that season goes on, we're talking a whopper. You know? By the time I get to the finals, I can take the enamel right off your bread.
Now, here's something I really don't understand at all. I understand dunk, but you can actually dunk the basketball.
That's right.
How can that humanly be possible?
Well, I have little assistants that I have to. You can just hold on to that. But sure, I got it's a little special piece of equipment that they allow me to use in the NBA. You see, what I do is carry this little box out with me to the thing, and I just try to get up on the kid like that, kind of balance like that, and then I'm selecting manure it pretty good around the person like that. Now I can guard it, so you come down the little field like that. And what you do, then once I get down here, I set myself up, and if you just shut me that ball, then I just get it like that. That's right. Right.
Doug, I thank you for being here and give me a high. Can you give me a high five?
I can't give you a high, I can give you a low one. Jump door.
My good friend Tim Conway, who you just met, says Alter Ego has a video cassette. It'll be available in May. So look at it. When you see this spoof about golf lesson called Dorf on Golf. Tim Conway.
Well, wise guy, you said do a basketball player, remember? You're at Harvey's birthday party, and you're the one who said that I think this will work, so it's all your fault.
Well, you came on here one night. You did a weightlifter as Mr. Dorf,
right?
And then you did a jockey,
right?
An elf.
This has become my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we were at Harvey Gorman's birthday party, and I said, I think it might be funny if you come in and play
a basketball
player in the NBA.
Well, see how wrong you were.
Well, I thought it was.
What do you know about comedy? I don't know. It was. Yeah, thank you very much. See, by golly.
I'll come up with these things. Well,
yeah, hang around.
How'd you come up with a character? I never saw you do this character on the Carol Burnett show.
No, that's true. I guess I had a show of my own, and Harvey did it with me one time when it was a takeoff on Fantasy Island, and I was boss the plane, and from that, then this golf thing that we did, I went out and buried myself all over a golf course, which was a lot of fun. Actually, the tractors were running over me and everything. It was a wonderful time.
So you actually had to go out and dig little.
Yeah, dig little holes. Now, the golf course did not know that. We just said we're coming out to shoot a little thing, and then we dug holes in the golf. They're still out there on the green going, boy, I don't know.
It's a funny character.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
funny.
you. Thank you. Well, thank you for allowing me to do it. You're a wonderful person, and don't let anybody tell you that.
As you mentioned, last time we saw each other, it was at the Harvey Foreman's birthday party. I guess he was 60 years old.
It was
very,
announced
very traumatic.
Yeah.
Traumatic for him.
Yeah,
You've
and
known him for a long time, longer than I have.
right. And it was a beautiful party, as you know. All his friends were there, which were 11, wasn't it? That we had counted. No, he invited
relatives.
Yeah, I guess a friend a year or something like that. So there were a lot of relatives, as I recall. 60 people there, and it was a marvelous party. And spent a lot of money on it. I was really surprised to know that Sears made wine, but I.
How do you get one that has a twist top on it?
Yeah, you know that, and the date on it was Tuesday, which I thought was at least it was good. That's important.
Are you saying here publicly that Harvey is penurious?
Not only that, but he's cheap.
Cheap. Parsimonious too.
Yeah, we did a commercial in New York, so we went in together, and that was the time that the airfare was at war and everything. So he said, I think we should take, get on a cheaper flight to go in. And I said, let's go on a real American Airlines or something. And he said no, that he felt that we could. So we went Econoline.
Econoline?
We flew from Los Angeles to New York nonstop for $3, which was amazing. They gave you, when you went there, you got a boarding pass and a folding chair. Wherever you want to sit on the plane. There was no entertainment on the plane. There was a high school play. So there was and we taxied from Los Angeles to Dallas. Econoline. I think when you see a pilot in the cockpit going, get out, you've got problems up front. And I noticed a lot of things on the plane. When they give you the instructions on the plane, that if the oxygen in the cabin happens to decrease, if you breathe normally, put the thing over your face and mouth, and just continue breathing normally. Now, can you imagine? And you go, well, we're dropping about 10,000 feet a second here.
Better breathe normal.
Yeah, we're going to hit that mountain soon, I would imagine. Honey, did you lock that door before we left? So yeah, delightful flight. Yeah.
Econoline. Huh?
Yeah, very nice line.
That about wrap up the material on Econoline?
No, I got a little more.
I don't know around.
Yeah, I know. Boy, this is good stuff.
Tell me what you think. Really. I don't know. We're not.
Which one is yours and which one is it?
We're not.
Doesn't make any difference. Ed, you okay? I mean, you're all right.
We're not plugging in the
No, I understand. You got a beer, bud. This horse is never going to race again. I don't care what you say.
That's right. You got to score when you can.
Oh, is that bad? Well, first of all, it tastes just like beer, but it tastes good, doesn't it? Yeah, very nice.
I guess food coloring says more or less tasteless.
I would imagine so. I would certainly hope so.
What else is new in your life? Anything happening?
Oh, that's it.
How your folks? So we talked about your folks. They're not from show business at all.
No. My father was my dad was Irish, so
Good day
so
for you.
he's up there somewhere. Which actually is on the second floor of NBC. I mean, so it's not like he's gone together, No, he is, and he's probably up there with an Irish harp or something this very day. So he is from Ireland, so he's a true Irish guy. My mother is from Romania.
No,
Every time I say that, I notice the applause that comes. My mother says,
everybody just kind of, well, you know why? They're waiting for a joke.
"Oh, really?"
You said my mother's from
Romania is a joke, I think, perhaps. No, my mother says always, "Why don't you mention that you're from Romania?" And look, I said Romanian.
Oh, that's a fine purpose. Yes, it is. Did you ever go back and look into your genealogy? Do you ever have any interest doing that?
No. I have no relatives, which is great outside of, well, I have no relatives. I have a mother and that's it. I mean, I had a mother and a father, but I mean, and now all I have is a mother.
Well, how about the aunts?
No, I have no aunts.
No aunts, uncles?
Yeah.
Well, I have an aunt, yeah, over in Romania, yeah, which I've never seen.
Why don't you go see her?
I suppose I should, yeah.
And who? You know her name?
I don't know. What time is it? I could get over it. Yeah, but that's the only relative.
And who? You know?
I don't even know. Aunt Stuttgart, or something. I have no idea. Never met
That's
her.
kind of sad. I'm sorry.
Isn't it though? Yeah.
Brother.
Well,
Cousins?
no, I am an only child, and this is the truth. When I call my mother, I say, "Hello, Mom," and she says, "Who is this?" Now,
She could narrow it down.
you're only child that she could narrow it down to me. Yeah.
Did you miss brothers and sisters growing up? I don't want to get too heavy here, but
I don't
we
think
got the
so
funny
because
stuff
I
out of the
never
way, so we
had
can
them.
really.
Yeah. I rented a couple, but basically they were very nice. So on the Sakana line,
They all no. They always say it's lonely to be an only child. But you probably didn't notice the difference, right?
no, it was lonely being an only child. I can say that honestly. Yeah. Well, my parents would move, without telling me, of course. And then so you come home and go, I wonder where they are today.
Oh, yeah, that's Tim Conway. And I'll tell you what, he was from Chagrin Falls, Ohio, which is up by Cleveland. And I'll tell you what, he's quite a character. But I'll tell you what, we've got one other one of Dorf. And you have to watch Dorf lifting weights. This is a classic. And here you go.
A big sports weekend, and you didn't announce this guest tonight. We thought with a little added surprise. We have with us I guess world-class, Olympic class weightlifter. We thought you might be interested in meeting tonight. So would you welcome Olympic weightlifter Daryl Dorf? Ladies and gentlemen, we're here tonight with Olympic weightlifter Daryl Dorf, and I think we're in for quite a thrill tonight because Mr. Dorf is going to attempt to break the world's weightlifting record. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, John. It's good to be here and welcome to the world of weightlifting itself. Yeah, so tonight I'm going to attempt to lift 484 pounds.
That's a tremendous amount of weight.
Tremendous thing, and it'll be the world record in the clean and the jerk.
Could you, if we have time, and we do have time, explain a little bit to our audience just about what's involved in this lift?
Well, first of all, the weight, we're talking 484 here. So we got about the two, here, and then we got and right here. Well, what I'm going to do is attempt what we call the clean and jerk. I'll be lifting this weight to my stomach first, and then up to the chest. And then that's the clean. And then the jerk, right over the head like that, and we will have a record. I got to hold it for 5 seconds, so that's important.
That's very, very difficult. And well, good luck. Now, Mr. Dorf, we'll now go through some preliminary exercises in preparation for the lift.
Right. They just like to warm up a bit because you can imagine with this kind of weight, I mean, you've got to really get. First of all, I just like the basic. The legs,
blood circulation, that's very important.
Okay, I think I'm ready to go.
All right.
Now.
All right, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Daryl Dorf will now go for the world record lift, 484 pounds.
Yeah, and don't give me any idle chit chat while I'm doing that.
Terribly sorry, I'll be very quiet. You just go right ahead.
First, I'm going to attempt to bring it to my stomach in this first lift. I'm tempted to bring her right up to my chest. This is the tough one, Johnny. This guy. That's a queen. We're going to go now for the jerk. Oh, we got to see for this. Oh, perfect. Yeah. I got her now. I now have to hold that for five seconds before. Oh boy. I think we got trouble here, Johnny. Well, better luck next time if you both have a good one. General door. What is it? We'll be right back, friends.
Daryl Dorff. What a character. I'll tell you what.
Why do Mexicans
I
have soda?
like that guy. And I'll tell you what, I don't like other commercials. Oh, the gorilla commercials. I won't get into that. It's AI. It's funny. Maybe I'll find a way to work those in next week, because I do have some decent ones. But anyhow, guys, watch out for the weather, because I guess here in Ohio we're supposed to have some rain, I guess tonight and tomorrow. I don't know how nasty it's supposed to be. I haven't checked it out. But do you have your bug out bag? Do you have your flashlights with fresh batteries? Do you have your weather radio? Do you have extra bottled water, some extra food? Cell phone? Is it charged? What happens if the cell phone goes out? The phones go out. The GMRS radios come into play, okay? Be careful out there. Stay safe. And above all, make sure you don't get this crud that's going around, because it can be quite nasty. I'll tell you that right now. Well, have a good week, and we'll see you Sunday on Money and Change. And get ready to save some money. Okay? Have a good week, and we'll see you Sunday. And tell your friends about us and hit the like button. We're on YouTube. We're on Rumble. Check us out. Hit the like button, okay? Have a good week. See ya. Bye.
In a world drowning in noise, where truth is often buried beneath layers of propaganda and misinformation, there's a need for a different kind of a network of creators that cuts through the clutter, that doesn't shy away from tough topics, and that delivers the unfiltered truth. We are Trim Radio Network. We are creators, we are innovators, we are investigators. We're the ones who aren't afraid to call a spade a spade. If you're ready to participate in thought-provoking discussions, informational topics, and of course today's biggest headlines, subscribe to our YouTube channel today. We're Trim Radio Network. We're cutting the bull and serving the truth.